Switzerland. The name conjures images of majestic Alps, precision watches, and astonishing wealth. With staggering 15% of adults holding millionaire status, nearly double the rate in the US, the Alpine nation is a global leader in wealth concentration, and is not just a haven for international elites. The native Swiss have clearly mastered the art of sustainable wealth creation. Forget the tired cliches about bank secrecy and neutrality. The true Swiss playbook is built on a foundation of disciplined habits, unique cultural norms, and a pragmatic long-term view on money. It's a strategy focused on not getting rich quick, but on getting rich consistently and I guess quietly. The following 7 lessons, distilled from the observable habits of Swiss citizens, offer a powerful and practical blueprint for anyone seeking to build lasting financial independence. Number 1 is seeing renting as a strategy. The power of financial flexibility. For many, the American dream is inexplicably linked to home ownership. Yet in Switzerland, only about 41% of the population owns their home, a stark contrast to the US's 65%. The Swiss have fundamentally different relationship with property. They do not view owning a home as a mandatory benchmark of success. Instead, they see renting as a financially sound choice that offers both liquidity and flexibility. Because the capital that most people tie up in a down payment, mortgage interest and property tax and maintenance is unleashed by the Swiss and directed into high-yield investments. This strategy allows their money to grow faster, leveraging the potent effects of compounding interest in long-term financial interests. Owning isn't necessarily better if renting allows for more financial firepower in the investment markets. It's a different mindset. The greatest asset isn't the house you live in, but the investment portfolio you build. Second on the list is saving as a non-negotiable fixed expense. If you want to understand the Swiss discipline, look no further than their approach to savings. Savings isn't treated as an afterthought, of what's left after the bills have been paid and as a discretionary spending. For them, it's a priority and an automatic fixed expense akin to paying rent or the electricity bill. Many Swiss allocate a substantial 20 to 30% of their income to savings and investments before they even consider discretionary spending. The secret? Automation. Money is deducted and transferred to investment accounts without relying on willpower or day-to-day decisions. This habit eliminates mental friction and also ensures disciplined, consistent saving. It creates a robust foundation for financial stability that automatically grows and compounds over time. Do not save what is left. Rather, spend what is left after you save. Number 3 on the list is continuous investment in high-value skills. The Swiss view personal development as an ongoing investment and not a one-time college expense. They spend a significant portion of their annual income, an estimated 5 to 10%, on education and skill acquisition. Their focus is less on conventional degrees and more on practical, high-value skills like financial literacy, technology, and additional languages. This commitment to lifelong learning ensures they remain competitive, relevant, and highly paid in their workforce. It's basically about diversifying your income streams and strategically equipping yourself to grow and preserve wealth in a consistently changing economy. Your most valuable asset is yourself and your ability to earn. By consistently upgrading your skills, you maximize the return on your own human capital, so to say. Number 4 on the list is the multi-bank strategy, which is diversification beyond investment. While some people consolidate their finances for simplicity, the Swiss millionaires often adopt a multi-bank strategy using different banks for different purposes, like local banks for routine daily transactions, private banks for sophisticated wealth management and advisory service, and international banks for seamless currency transactions and global investment access. This diversification is about more than convenience. It's maximizing opportunities and also minimizing risks. Each bank offers distinct advantages, whether it's lower transaction fees, better investment rates, or specialized expertise in one specific thing like foreign markets and complex financial interests. By not putting all their eggs in one financial basket, they ensure access to the best financial tools and also minimize the risks associated with over-reliance on one single bank. Number 5 on the list is mastering stealth wealth, living below your means. If you picture a millionaire, like the millionaire next door, you likely imagine a certain level of flash, designer brand, luxury cars, displays of wealth. The Swiss approach, however, is quite the opposite. They are masters of stealth wealth, prioritizing modesty and financial discretion. The money others spend on conspicuous consumption, status symbols, is the money the Swiss reinvest. Living below their means, rather than at their means, is a cultural norm in Switzerland. This isn't deprivation, it's rather more a choice for delayed gratification. By saving and reinvesting the cash others you're trying to use to impress, they are amplifying their financial resilience and also accelerating their compounding interest to create opportunities for truly sustained wealth growth that others simply can't match because of their spendings on luxury items. 6 on the list is a global perspective on wealth and opportunity. Swiss investors don't think locally, they think globally. Their investment horizons are also not restricted by national borders. This mindset extends beyond financial portfolios to include life choices like residency and citizenship. A global approach, of course, allows them to access better tax regimes if needed, diversify their assets across multiple economies, and capitalize on economic opportunities in various countries. It reflects the core view of wealth building, being able to adopt and diversify your investments to shield against any local economic downturns or policy shifts which are unfavorable, because true wealth is flexible and mobile. The 7th and last on the list is a long-term generational wealth mindset. The Swiss wealth building playbook is underpinned by patience and discipline. The Swiss aren't looking for quick wins. They are focused on generational wealth, ensuring that financial stability and growth are passed down to the next generation. From automating their savings to making strategic diversified investments, the habits reflect a commitment to sustainable financial health that spans decades and generations. The Swiss understand that the compounding effect is their most powerful ally and that it requires time and consistency to do its magic. True wealth is not about earning it, it's about preserving and multiplying assets over time. So, in conclusion, the Swiss secret isn't magic. It's more a combination of consistency, foresight, and adaptability. It's a culture that has replaced the pressure of keeping up with the Joneses with a quiet, more persistent dedication to financial security and independence. By adopting these 7 habits, prioritizing investment over home ownership, automating savings, relentlessly investing in high-value skills, diversifying financial institutions, living discreetly and thinking globally, and embracing a long-term view, you too can step into the path paved by the world's most successful nation of wealth builders. It's a testament to the fact that while high salaries of course will always help, it's the strategic habits that ultimately pave the way for sustainable wealth and financial freedom. So my question to you is, which of these 7 habits will you implement first to enhance your long-term financial strategy?